Shakur Stevenson has been rumored to be hospitalized after Gervonta Davis allegedly jumped him. Rumors suggest that the altercation took place at a popular nightclub in Miami. Both Stevenson and Davis were present at the club, and tensions between their entourages had been brewing throughout the evening. What began as a verbal dispute quickly escalated into a physical confrontation. Shakur Stevenson is determined to give a thrilling performance in his hometown of Newark, New Jersey this coming weekend against Ring Headquaterzz. Stevenson views this bout as a stepping stone on his path toward a potential mega showdown with Gervonta Davis. This highly anticipated fight would feature two undefeated lightweight world champions, Davis boasting a record of 30-0 with 28 knockouts and holding the WBA title, and Stevenson with a 21-0 record and 10 knockouts, reigning as the WBC champion. The more Stevenson contemplates the dream match, the more he sees the potential impact Tank could have on his career, akin to what Errol Spence Jr. did for Terrence Crawford. Spence and Crawford had been locked in a lengthy period of trash talk and stalled negotiations until they finally clashed last July. Crawford delivered a stunning 9th-round TKO, silencing his critics and cementing his greatness. Stevenson thinks a fight with Tank will boost his personal notoriety and solidify his status as a boxer. He expressed his ambition to be remembered as one of the greats and to be included in everyone's top 5. He used examples like Crawford, highlighting that he believed Crawford had been one of the best and greatest boxers but needed the right opportunity to demonstrate it. Stevenson also mentioned Errol Spence, noting that he was the right opponent to showcase Crawford's true greatness.
Being everybody top 5 for sure. Top 3, top 5. Like his situation, I feel like he been one of the best, been one of the greatest boxers to do it, but he just had the opportunity and needed the opportunity to show it. And I think with Errol Spence, he was the right guy to be there to show how great he truly was.
Also didn't hesitate to identify that right person when asked. He mentioned that for him, all it takes is the right fight and the right opponent. He specifically pointed out that a fight against Tank Davis would be ideal, noting that many people believe he can't win, which he finds motivating. Stevenson and Davis have both insisted on wanting to battle one another.
Fighting the right person.
What do you think that fight's gonna be for you at 135?
Tank. I think me and Tank is the fight, and I think everybody think that I can't do it, so I love that part about it.
While Shakur Stevenson is totally committed to defeating Ring Headquaterzz, that doesn't prevent him from having opinions about Davis and Vasily Lomachenko. In fact, Stevenson categorizes them both as scared. When questioned by a reporter about Davis' recent critique of Stevenson's boxing style, the WBC champion responded without hesitation. Stevenson began saying about Davis, "That just sounds like somebody who's scared, somebody that says you're defensive and I don't want to get in the ring with you because you have great defense. That sounds like somebody who's scared of losing. I don't pay no mind to it. I got Artem in front of me, and that's the focus." Stevenson put Lomachenko in the same group. When his name was brought up, he said, "Lomachenko looks good, but I still think he's scared. He's scared to fight me. Stop being scared, Lomachenko. We're going to call you Duckchenko or Scarychenko until you fight me. Champ nickname me after I whoop him." Even though the three stars have never engaged in combat, their names have been linked for a while. Shakur suggested that although the Matrix appeared sharp and decisive, Lomachenko might be apprehensive about facing him. This remark seemed to catch the reporter off guard. In the 135 pounds weight class, Shakur Stevenson stands out prominently. His role as a WBC champion makes him a sought-after contender for title unification across the board, adding to the excitement. This division features one of the most prominent names in boxing today, Gervonta Davis, followed by Vasily Lomachenko. One must remember Oscar de la Hoya's invitation. William Zepeda, a 28-year-old Mexican boxer, has delivered 26 of his 30 victories via knockout, showcasing a formidable power reminiscent of Tank. Interestingly, Zepeda is also scheduled to fight on July 6th, the same date as Shakur Stevenson, but in a different venue. Interestingly, this isn't the first occasion de la Hoya has challenged Stevenson following Zepeda's recent victory against Maxi Hughes. The Golden Boy once again issued a Call to arms to the southpaw from Newark. He said, "I would love to see him with anybody with Shakur Stevenson. Shakur, if you're watching, let's get it on, let's go." Even top-rank CO Bob Arum expressed excitement about the possible matchup. Incidentally, when eminent journalist Lance Pugmire raised the question, William Zepeda having his way in Vegas, who wants him next, Shakur Stevenson or Gervonta Davis? The fight is over. The WBC lightweight champion jubilantly raised his hands in response, sparking anticipation among fans eager for his reaction to De La Hoya's recent challenge. If we were to imagine the showdown between the Matrix and Shakur Stevenson, it's undeniable both stand out as paragons of technical prowess in recent boxing history. Absent and early stoppage, aficionados of pure boxing would relish witnessing a cerebral exchange between these two pugilistic intellects. Has Vasily Lomachenko's triumphant return against George Kambosos Jr. cemented his status as the leading figure in lightweight division? It certainly seems that way. Rumors are swirling about negotiations for a showdown between the two-time Olympic gold medalist and Gervonta Davis, with the Baltimore native eager to challenge the Ukrainian. Why should contenders from New Jersey be overlooked? In an exclusive interview with Stephen A. Smith, coach Calvin Ford issued a clear warning: all challengers should be on high alert. According to him, the only adversary capable of defeating Tank Davis is Davis himself, Ford said. Tank against Tank, that's the only person that's going to beat Tank. I'm just telling you, there's a reason why Tank is here. I'm just the voice in his head that knows how to push them buttons, and we still ain't seen greatness yet. Ford further said, everybody talks about Shakur is a master boxer, but at the end of the day, what Tank do? He's setting everybody on notice and trying to give them the blueprint, accept the money, and see can you beat him. Moreover, Shakur Stevenson has allegedly inked a deal with Mayweather Promotions and has thrown down the gauntlet to Gervonta Davis for about later this year. While these are only rumors, the anticipation for this showdown is palpable and there are no apparent obstacles to prevent it from happening. Both athletes are major figures in boxing at present, with Gervonta possibly enjoying a marginally higher profile. Nonetheless, Shakur is swiftly closing the gap. Stevenson, akin to Davis, hails from Newark and holds the lightweight champion title, adding weight to the prospect of a unification match. However, Davis has voiced hesitations regarding this eagerly anticipated bout. Shakur is gearing up for his comeback in the ring next week following his triumphant third World Championship victory 6 months ago. Amidst this interim period, he startled fans with an unexpected announcement of retirement, ensuring no shortage of drama.
In your head, when are we gonna see the Shakur Tanks, the Shakur Devin, the Devin Tanks?
There's only one fight that is really
the one
that, like, if we were like gonna be for real about it, like,
keep it on.
What's
like,
the fight?
my opinion, because we talking about like skill and like boxing, like all around boxing, right?
Yeah.
Because we ain't talking about somebody that just got a good jab or what.
Yeah.
We talking about like all around.
Can do everything.
Yeah, boxing.
Yeah.
Me and Tank the biggest fight.
That's the one.
It's the big.
After securing yet another triumphant title defense, Gervonta Davis finds himself in the limelight once more. Shakur Stevenson recently engaged in a deep discussion with esteemed boxing journalist Kevin Iole, delving into various topics, including Davis' notable comments from the post-fight press conference following the Frank Martin bout in 2007. The NAT Fair Award honored the WBC lightweight champion, who in a recent interview provided exclusive details about his upcoming title defense preparations. During the discussion, the focus shifted to the scrutiny he faced after his fight with Edwin de Los Santos, highlighting his agile defensive tactics as a major talking point. Critics, including Gervonta Davis, misunderstood the display, viewing it more as running rather than acknowledging the artistry of a celebrated defensive boxer's skillful techniques. During the post-fight conference of his recent match, when asked for his thoughts on potential matchup with Stevenson, Davis responded, "You know how it would go. Everybody in this room knows how it would go." Later on, he admitted that a fight between them would be good for the game. Kevin Iole opened with glowing praise for Shakur Stevenson, highlighting him as a top contender in the pound-for-pound rankings. However, despite this acclaim, Iole was keen to get Stevenson's reaction to recent remarks made by Gervonta Davis. He clarified that Davis himself made the statement, emphasizing that it came directly from one of Stevenson's peers rather than from Iole or any other boxing observer. Shakur retaliated, suggesting that Tank's comments were likely casual in nature. Shakur emphasized the importance of honesty, urging everyone to truly observe before forming judgments. Furthermore, he suggested that Davis' statements might reflect a lack of deep boxing knowledge rather than a low boxing IQ. Gervonta
said it wasn't me as a boxing writer or some other fan or other boxing writer. So that's one of your peers. Do you think Gervonta?
No, he's a casual though. Like Tank is a casual. We gotta be honest. Like, when we like look at him and really understand, like you could be a special boxer, but don't really have like the IQ and I ain't gonna say IQ, but like the boxing knowledge.
Say boxing knowledge before the fight commenced. Gervonta Davis, drawing from his experience with both fighters, confidently predicted Rolando Romero's victory over Isaac Cruz in their upcoming bout. Davis, having faced them before, believed Romero's superior strength would give him the upper hand, confidently forecasting a knockout win for Romero over Pitbull Cruz. Shakur emphasized, however, that these perspectives should be acknowledged as informal beliefs, describing it as a casual opinion. He pointed out that any seasoned boxing enthusiast would understand Isaac Cruz wouldn't have allowed Rolando Romero to escape so effortlessly. It wasn't a trick question or hard to pick for the trained eye, so that's how thoughts and casual conversation flow.
Pressure and standing right in front of you, not moving out of the way of the power. He's going right to it. Stylistically, it's a no-brainer fight. Like, it's a no-brainer. Like, if you know boxing, you know Pitbull was going to do that to Rolly. Like, it wasn't a trick question. It wasn't a hard-to-pick-em fight. But I'm just, like, explaining to you, like, the casual in, like, Gervonta Davis' brain. Good fighter, but he's a casual. So, yeah, of course, he's going to say what the casuals say. He reads the tweets and listens to the casual fans. And
you really think about it's a casual opinion. In the meantime, Shakur advised not to overlook Harayunyan's capabilities. Kevin highlighted Stevenson's looming free agency after his next bout, noting that multiple promoters are keen to sign him and inquiring whether this increased attention is creating additional pressure. Stevenson replied that he's approaching things step by step with his primary focus set on July 6th. He mentioned that the promoter's support hinges on his performance. When Iole asked if Harayunyan's close loss to Martin last year made him more dangerous, Stevenson confirmed it did. He noted that the fight with Martin was extremely close and could have had a different outcome. Stevenson suggests that Harayunyan might have clinched the victory had he not withdrawn from exhaustion in the final round, despite Stevenson having a superior record and being the clear favorite for the upcoming match. The Newark native acknowledges Harayunyan's skill and considers him a formidable opponent. Stevenson has also expressed his thoughts on missing out on two major fights that could have significantly boosted his.
He's a talented, special fighter who got like God-given abilities. But like, as far as like boxing knowledge and all of that, like I watched him. He fought. Let's say this how I can put it, right? He fought Rolly Romero and he fought Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Before the fight, when they was fighting each other, he picked Rolly Romero to win because of his power. And that's what he basically said, like Rolly is, she's gonna knock him out his power because he's saying like Rolly was stronger. But that's a casual opinion. Like, if you really think about it.
The fight between Davis and Ukrainian fighter Vasily Lomachenko is moving along quickly thanks to Davis' remarkable victory against Martin earlier this month. Therefore, Stevenson responded honestly, "I don't care, it is what it is." When boxing scene questioned him about his feelings about skipping bouts against the two best competitors in his division, it is what it is, really claiming he is fighting for himself and not for money or clout. Stevenson added, "I don't give a about that, I know that my time will come." Positively, Stevenson stated that Davis will have to face him at some point and that would be his opportunity to excel as a fighter. Stevenson has been eyeing Lomachenko for quite some time, considering a showdown with the IBF lightweight champion to be unavoidable. Despite his anticipation for Top Rank to schedule the fight, obstacles have arisen after his most recent match under their promotion. Stevenson said, "I think me and Lomachenko should be next in unification. I think that's a Lomachenko questioned though his team has to accept the fight even though the upcoming fight against Artem Harutyunyan isn't Shakur Stevenson's biggest match. It has his full attention. He is determined not to underestimate the German boxer, showing unyielding focus. Additionally, Stevenson views this bout as a chance to stage a victorious return after his disappointing performance against Edwin de los Santos last year. Promoter Bob Arum has grand plans for his fighter Shakur Stevenson if Stevenson secures a victory against Artem Harutyunyan on July 6. Arum intends to arrange high-stake bouts with two esteemed champions in the 135 pounds division, Gervonta Davis and Vasily Lomachenko. Promoter Bob Arum envisions an exciting future for his fighter Shakur Stevenson should Stevenson triumph over Artem Harutyunyan on July 6. Arum plans to set up major clashes with two renowned champions in the 135 pounds category, Gervonta Davis and Vasily Lomachenko. Arum said Lomachenko now has one of the lightweight titles and he and Davis would be a massive fight for Shakur. Those fighters seem ready and willing to fight each other. Last November, Shakur's fight against Edwin de los Santos at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas was met with a chorus of boos from the audience who disapproved of his evasive tactics throughout the bout. Known for his risk-averse style, Shakur has secured world titles in 3 different weight classes. However, his cautious fencing-like approach has frequently been criticized for lacking excitement, resonating mainly with fans who value a safety-first strategy. Arum is facing stiff competition in the race for Shakur services. However, Matchroom promoter Eddie Hearn stands out by showing a keen interest in signing the 2016 Olympic silver medalist. Despite this interest, Hearn's stable currently lacks notable contenders in the 135 or 140 weight classes for Shakur to face in the lightweight division. Hearn only has Andy Cruz, a fighter who lacks widespread recognition. A matchup with Cruz would pose significant risks for Stevenson. Cruz mirrors his highly defensive counterpunching style but packs more power. Some argue that Cruz is a refined version of Shakur minus Stevenson's outspoken demeanor and boastful flair. Arum said, "I want to see a real top performance from Shakur. It's an exciting fight. Shakur might benefit from moving to another promoter who could explore strategies to boost his popularity if Arum decides to release him." Currently, Arum would face challenges in finding influential figures who could convince Shakur to renew his contract with him. Bob Arum, the renowned promoter, seems hesitant to risk Teofimo Lopez's or Gervonta Davis' careers by matching them against Shakur, which could disrupt their ability to attract fans. It's clear why Arum isn't eager to pit them against the talented New Jersey native known for his superior outboxing skills. "I know if he goes in and pecks away, he can beat anybody, but that doesn't entertain people, and professional boxing is part entertainment, so I want him to engage in an entertaining fight," said Arum about wanting Shakur to fight in a more entertaining, engaging style in his fights instead of his usual hit and not get hit manner of competing. But Shakur's decision to face Gervonta sets the stage for what could become the most monumental boxing match ever. His goal is to increase his profile in pursuit of the WBA lightweight world championship, issuing a bold warning to Davis about the potential for a rude awakening if they square off. Shakur envisions their clash a classic duel between an undefeated power puncher and a skilled boxer etched into sports history as a defining moment. However, Davis brushes off Stevenson's perceived technical weaknesses, viewing any potential challenge as an easy fight. During an interview on Najee's podcast Cigar Talks, Davis mocked Stevenson's abilities when questioned if the 26-year-old challenger would be his toughest opponent, yet Tank dismissed the idea of facing Shakur, criticizing his perceived lack of impactful skills, questioning both his power and defense.
No, nah. Wow. Cause he a good boxer, nigga. Like that's when I look at y'all two as the best in the division. How? Show me something that he did spectacular. Show me something that he did outrageous. Show me. Right. His power not outrageous. Okay. What defense?
You think he got defense?
He just jumped back. You never see him slip no punch. You never see him slip no punch. Go look at it. You see him back up from a lot of people. Back up, move around. He don't got no technique. And his offense is the same thing. Go look at his fights.
So you feel like him on game,
yeah.
Hold on, but you feel like it's easy work though. You like,
come on, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I touched him with 6 ounce, 16 ounce gloves on, and he ran. Imagine if I hit him with 8 ounce.
Stevenson was offended by these comments and responded to the complaints on his X account, saying it would be a rude awakening when fight night comes. During months of frequent exchanges, experts speculate that these provocations might lead to a showdown. This could be Stevenson's chance to prove if his passion decision is sufficient to confront one of the world's top pound-for-pound fighters. The upcoming clash between Davis and Stevenson is being touted as one of boxing's most highly anticipated matchups, especially following this week's fiery exchanges on social media. However, major fights often get delayed in pursuit of becoming potential commercial juggernauts, even if it means the fighters don't meet at the peak of their rivalry. But it looks like Shakur is urging Gervonta Davis to stop avoiding him and accept the challenge. He clarified that his concern isn't with Davis' former promoter Floyd Mayweather. Instead, Shakur encouraged Davis to focus on facing him in the ring despite engaging in a week's long exchange of words with Shakur. Davis' true intentions remain unclear. Shakur threw down the gauntlet to Tank, making it clear that Tank's reservations shouldn't revolve around Floyd Mayweather. Shakur expressed his eagerness to square off against Tank and pressed him to set up the bout, highlighting his active campaigning on social media and his weariness with discussing it further. He urged Tank to cease dodging the fight and to agree to make it a reality.
Your beef is not with Floyd Mayweather. You sitting here beefing with Floyd. It's a fighter out here that's been calling your name that want to fight you. Gervonta Tank Davis, let's make the fight happen, man. I'm tired of tweeting. I'm tired of talking about it. Stop ducking me and let's make the fight happen, man. Come on.
Fans are becoming increasingly frustrated with the extended delay in the Tank vs. Shakur showdown. The holdup seems to stem from Tank Davis, who appears reluctant to face the defensive maestro or any other significant challenger. Stevenson's ongoing efforts to secure a fight with Baltimore's Tank Davis could indicate unwavering determination rather than a change in strategy. This persistence highlights the shortage of top-tier PPV contenders in the lightweight division. When Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia moved up to the 140 pounds division, they left Shakur with few compelling PPV opponents aside from Tank. Gervonta, renowned for his methodical career strategy spanning 11 years, has displayed no inclination to deviate from his management's conservative matchmaking tactics. Tank's career thrives on sparking fan enthusiasm with matches against seemingly lesser opponents, often using fighters like Shakur as mere chess pieces to generate interest. Floyd Mayweather once guided Gervonta Davis through the early stages of his career, but now he's eyeing a deal with one of Davis' primary competitors. Davis, formerly promoted by Mayweather's Mayweather Promotions until 2022, announced a friendly split from his mentor, a Baltimore native. However, their amicable parting took a bitter turn as their relationship deteriorated, resulting in heated public spats on social media. Mayweather highlighted Davis' immense power edge over Shakur Stevenson, whom Tank accuses of losing respect by talking excessively and avoiding fights. Mayweather went further, proclaiming Shakur as the undisputedly most skilled fighter in the mix. Floyd opined that among the 135 pounds contenders, Gervonta Tank Davis packs the hardest punch, whereas Shakur Stevenson stands out as the most skilled fighter in the category. Highlighting the essence of boxing prowess, Floyd drew parallels between Stevenson and Pernell Whitaker, noting that while Whitaker wasn't famed for his knockout power, he captivated fans with his resilience and battles against top-tier opponents. Floyd underscored Stevenson's ambition to emulate Whitaker's path by pursuing bouts against the division's elite.
The two guys, well, the biggest puncher, I feel, at the 135 will probably be Gervonta Tank Davis. But the most skillful fighter at 135 will be hands down Shakur Stevens.
And what is it about him? Because I know he have a lot of good attributes, but do you think he has enough power to sustain?
Well, it's really all about skills. Pernell Whitaker wasn't a huge puncher, but he was, very exciting, very tough, and he fought everybody. And Shakur is trying to do the same thing. He want to fight the best they got out there. He's asking...
Openly expressed his intention to recruit the three-weight world champion to propel himself forward. He indicated that Stevenson's current contract might be approaching its conclusion and voiced optimism about a potential collaboration. Floyd emphasized his desire to elevate Stevenson's career to new heights and secure the coveted fight Stevenson craves. I believe his contract is coming to an end, so hopefully we can come together and I can take him to that next level and give him the fights That he want Leonard Ellerbe, the ex-CEO of Mayweather Promotions, has set the boxing world abuzz with his latest remarks hinting at a potential clash between Tank and Shakur. Renowned for his frank commentary and profound understanding of the sport, Ellerbe's statements have ignited fervent speculation and anticipation among fans and analysts alike. In the world of boxing, both fighters boast remarkable records and have captured widespread attention with their prowess in the ring. Davis, renowned for his devastating knockout ability and dynamic fighting flair, and Stevenson, acclaimed for his meticulous technique and strategic finesse, embody a clash of styles set to deliver riveting drama and fierce competition. Leonard Ellerbe recently offered insights on the thrilling prospect of their potential showdown.